QETV Live show with your host, Miss H. I've been gone for 2 weeks. I feel like I've been gone for a long time, but I'm back. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope all of you had a wonderful, happy, and blessed Thanksgiving holiday. I hope you didn't eat too much. I know I did though. But I had a wonderful, blessed Thanksgiving. And you know what? We just want to keep that attitude, that Thanksgiving attitude, and we want to take it on into our next holiday season, which is Christmas, which you never really got an opportunity to, you really never got an opportunity to separate the two because they bombarded us with Christmas at the same time. But we all know that spirit of being thankful and giving of thanks flows right into this blessed Christmas season. So again, I hope you all had a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. And now we're into the Christmas holiday season, which is one of my favorite times of the year. But one of the reasons why it's a favorite for a lot of us is it's a season of expectation. It's a season of giving. It's a season where people begin to reflect on what they can do to help others, especially in the area of nonprofit organization and in the area of helping those that are less fortunate than ourselves. And we take the attention off of us and we put it on to others. That's really the spirit of Christmas and the spirit of giving. And it reminds me of the Bible, John 3:16, where, you know, the chief example, the person in which we get this spirit and this motivation from comes from our Heavenly Father. And we all know that we learned that verse as a child, but I just want to reiterate it right now. John 3:16, it says, "For God so loved the world," not just America, but God so loved the world. That means every continent, every village, every hamlet, every city, every town, you know, every valley, you know, every forest, God so loved the world, everyone that's in the world, all over the world, people of the world, that he gave. Look at what he did. He demonstrated one of the greatest acts of kindness that the world has ever known, was that he gave. And what did he give? He gave us a precious gift, the gift of life, his son. And then Jesus turned around and he says, "I only do the things that I see my Father do." And he gave his life so that we today can have life. So what an expression of giving, what an example. The greatest example that we have in the world is the gift of life, which God gave us, his son. So, you know, I have this little sign up in my house when you first walk in. It says, "Keep the spirit of giving all year long," because that's my mission. That's my motto that I live by. I live to give and I give to live. It's nothing without it. And the reason why I'm sharing all this with you today and reflecting right now is because my next guest that will be coming on today has a nonprofit organization, and you'll hear more about how you can support her and give. The radio station, the TV station I'm now in live in the studio is also doing a toy drive. You'll hear more about that today. So we all around here are just passing it on, these acts of kindness where we're giving of ourselves. And, you know, I walked over to Safeway the other day and I saw the Salvation Army guy out there, you know, with the little bucket ringing a bell, you know, where you drop the money in. Why? Because this is a time where you hear the ringing of the bells, you see the people. So I always try to encourage people. No one can tell you how to give or where to give. But one of the things that will cause your life to flourish, cause you to grow, and cause you to never be without in life is to take on the mission of giving and find a nonprofit or find a worthy cause or find something or someone that you can give into and make a difference. I don't care if it's giving something as simple as a smile or an act of kindness, but make up in your mind this holiday season that you're going to be a giver, that you're going to be just like your creator. You're going to make it your sincere mission this holiday season is to find out what can I give to and what can I give for. And that truly gives you a sense of pride. It gives you purpose, and it just fulfills life. So right now, I'm going to go to a station break, and I will bring my guests on. And remember, find someone right now. You can give right now by going to your social media platform and giving someone the opportunity to hear others who have a heart of giving. Go to your Facebook page. Let someone know you're watching QETVLive show right now. Tell them to tune in. Go to Vox Wave. Go to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to Vox Wave and watch me live. Go to your Instagram page, your LinkedIn, wherever you Twitter. Let someone know that you're watching QETV Live today. You don't want to miss my next guest. We're going to talk to her. So I will see you in a minute. Stay tuned.
It's that time of year again, the second annual toy drive, your chance to give back to the community by helping a child have a happy holiday. Stop by Voxwave Studios, 4711 Auth Place, Suitland, Maryland, and donate all your unwrapped toys no later than December 20th. It's our second annual toy drive, sponsored by Urban Style Media, Voxwave.com, and Star Imports, the home of the boutique car buying experience. So enjoy your holidays and give back to the kids of the DMV.
Business owners looking for a place to advertise your business and promote your products and services? VoxWave is the right place. We have over 10,000 views a day and 70,000 listeners a month. For more information, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
VoxWave now features a streaming radio media player on our website's front page, where local artists can get their music played 24/7. For more information on getting your music in rotation or to perform live at our studio, contact Reg Gaskins at 240-832-4455.
Android users, the VoxWave app is now available in the Google Play Store. Download the app today on your Android device to listen in and view programs.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
DJ Rick Entertainment, hottest DJ in the DMV area, CEO of Step Your Game Up and the Youth Project Show, the DJ on the Heartbeat Conga Hour, and sound engineer for a variety of bands. DJ Rick Entertainment is your #1 company for all your stage and sound event needs. Call 202-390-1151. That's 202-390-1151.
DJ Rick Entertainment.
Hi, and welcome back to QETV Live Show with your host, Miss H. As I always promise, I have guests in the studio that comes with substance, that have purpose and meaning. And again, we are getting ready to, we've already entered in one of the most beautiful times of the year, and that's the Christmas season, where people's hearts are merry and they have a joyful time. But sometimes, I hear that it can be one of the saddest times of the year because people kind of reflect on loved ones that are not here. But like I told you before I went off the air, is that sometimes you find purpose in the things that you do. So for some of you who say, Miss H, this is not a great time of the year for me. I'm kind of reminded of my loved one that has gone or moved away, or, you know, my family has a divide or separation. Then this is what I want you to do. I want you to find an organization. I want you to find an opportunity to go somewhere and devote some time and energy to a worthy cause, because it brings forth purpose and meaning. And speaking of purpose and meaning, I have Miss Patrina Makins. She's been on this show before. She's a life coach, a motivational speaker. She's an author, but she also has a nonprofit organization in which we will talk about today. So help me welcome Miss Patrina Makins to the show.
Hello.
Welcome, Patrina.
Hi, Miss H.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you
Good.
for having me again.
What I want to ask you for the viewers out there, like I was just saying, what made you get out of your own self? Because we all have families, we're busy with work, and we can focus just on us. But this time of the year, you got something special coming up. You've done it last year before, and I want you to tell me, you know, the makings of how you started the nonprofit organization. But why did you decide to give of yourself to be a blessing to others?
Mm-hmm. As you said earlier in your segment, how God so loved the world that he gave his
Yes.
only begotten son.
Uh-huh.
But because the love of God that's on the inside of us, it would cause us to give. You know, we have to have a cause greater than ourselves. Jesus said, the zeal of the Lord has eaten me up.
Okay.
You know, and his purpose was due to the will of the Father and him who sent us. So there is a purpose. Jeremiah 9:29-11, you know, familiar scripture. It tells us that how God, he has a plan and purpose for us. You know, so there's a purpose. And when you really begin to seek the face of God and allow him to show you what your purpose is, he will do just that. And that's how, you know, I got started with doing what I do, because I know what my purpose is in life, you know, because I really, you know, sought after God. And as you know, you were talking about me being an author, and my book is a motivational gift, Pathway to Your Divine Purpose. So there's a pathway that we have. You know, God has already pre-established and ordained for us to get on that pathway, just like Dorothy, right?
Oh, so you can actually, not only do you have the nonprofit organization where you're helping the youth, but you also can help the adults if they need to get on that pathway and find purpose and meaning in life.
Absolutely.
They can contact you
I have
and help them.
I have a coaching program.
Okay.
Yes, and you know, it's through our 7 motivational gifts. And one of those gifts, as you had mentioned, is giving, you know, and I think we talked about that the last time. And you had an opportunity.
I found out that mine were giving.
Right.
Just to let you know, in her book, she blessed me with one of her books, and I took her test, and when I discovered that my motivational gift was giving, and that was right in line with who I am. And you know, so many times, I just want to steer off a little bit, so many times I used to hear, as a giver, I've been given as a child, my family members can attest to that. People looked at that and saw it and thought that was a weakness. And they would often say, you're going to let people use you up, or why do you keep doing that, or why you keep giving, or why do you show all that that motivational for giving and people don't appreciate it. Well, that's not the reason why I give.
Right.
I found purpose in that, and
Absolutely.
I found fulfillment in that. And as I got older, I just started blossoming, and it just brought life to me.
Absolutely.
So really, it is a gift.
Yes, it's a part of your DNA.
Yeah.
Who God created you to be. We all have 7 gifts, you know. And when you take the survey, you're going to find out that you have dominant gifts, and then you have least dominant, you know. But we all were born with all 7 gifts. So that's an opportunity to, once you take the survey and see what your gifts are and learn the characteristics of them, and you're going to find out, hey, you know what? I kind of like, I like doing, I like giving. I like, showing people mercy. I like visiting sick people, taking care of people. The mercy is one of the gifts as well. Exhortation. If you love motivating and encouraging people, that's your gift. God said your gifts will make room for you and bring you before great men. So it is an awesome, awareness to be able to tap into your divine purpose. Jeremiah, the word said that God told Jeremiah, before you was in your mother's womb, I called you a prophet, so we have those, we have things that God has ordained us to do in life. So as it relates to my nonprofit organization, we're 501(c)(3). It's called the Not My Kids Foundation.
Now, I thought that was odd. So tell us again, the viewers, that name, Not My Kids, because that can sound like a paradox, like, not my kids. What do you mean it's not your kids? Who are they? So tell us the meaning behind Not My Kids.
Yeah, it's actually about my children. There's a saying, the worst place you can find yourself is between a mother and their child. I don't care what species it is. If you look at the Animal Channel,
that's true.
You will see if somebody trying to, attack the baby cubby, the big mama bear is going to be there to rip them apart, and that's the stance that I took as it relates to my children. My kids will not, I decreed and I declared that they will not be a statistic. Growing up in the inner city of Washington, D.C. was very challenging, raising two boys who thought they wanted to be thugs and, gangster, because that's what they, were accustomed to seeing.
Right.
So, I lived my life, and because I had the word of God, the word said the seed of the righteous should do great things in the earth. So I decreed that over their lives, that they would do great things in the earth. And, God said not only he want to increase me, but my children's children. But I had a defining moment.
Right.
And I think I had mentioned that before, where I was waiting for my son, my oldest son. He had won, when he was 9 years old, he won a scholarship to a prestigious day camp, during the summertime. And I couldn't afford to send him, but there was families. I remember very vividly when I would be there waiting to pick him up, just like the other families to, I saw the lifestyle that I wanted for my children,
Wow.
And there was a tear, when I talk about defining moments, this is what I'm talking about. A tear just ran down my cheek. And I said, not my kids. And that's where that came.
Yes.
It was about me standing up, fighting for and declare the next generation of, my children.
So not my kids being lost to street violence, not my kids
to drugs,
being to drugs,
alcohol,
and even death.
Yes, premature
not my
death.
kids.
Right.
So I see where that stand, and I think that's every mother's cry. Not my kid, but at the same time, there comes some action behind the not my kids in which you had to take.
Oh, absolutely. Even with myself, in high school, I was pregnant with my daughter. So, I moved out, and got married the next year, and it was a challenge. I didn't go to college right away, but I always had a desire to go to college, right? So I decided I'm going to create a better situation for myself and my children, and that's what I did. So I went back to school and got an education. I modeled, thank you, praise God. Right? So I modeled the life, that I saw. I got an opportunity to see a life, of the other parents who was picking up their children. I said, what, I want that for my family
I
too.
can do that.
I can do that, and I became an entrepreneur. And with the nonprofit organization, it was birthed through my defining moment of the kind of life I wanted to create with my children. And then from there, from 2004 to now, we're still doing it. We have the PK Girls Mentoring Program, which stands for Patrina and Kelly, my daughter and I. She's my vice president. So it is purpose. It's listening to what it is that you like to do on the inside of you. You know, that is the leading or the guiding, force, if you will. You know, and I had mentioned Dorothy on the Yellow Brick Road.
Yes.
Right? So she, she came from a situation where it was a little chaotic. Nobody was paying her any attention. So she decided to run away from home, right? And so when she came back, she got hit upside the head, but we saw the part where she was caught up in this whirlwind, right? And then her life was all over the place. So she ended in an unfamiliar place, right? So there, she met someone who told her how to get back home on the Yellow Brick Road. But when she got there, the thing that she didn't realize, hey, it wasn't about her in the first place. It was about her helping 3 people on that path that they needed to get their needs met as well. So our purpose is not just for us. There are so many people who are waiting for your gifts, who are waiting for your talents to help you get to the next level in life. It's so much ability and potential that's on the inside of us. In the late Miles Monroe, he said the richest place in the earth is the graveyard, right?
Yes.
Because there's so many people who never fulfill their purpose in life. So it is my mission. The problem that I solve is helping people find their purpose in life through what they already have on the inside of them.
Yes.
God has given me that gift, and that's my purpose, not only with children through our mentoring program. My mission is to make a positive, life-changing impact on the lives of young people through mentorship, education, and advocacy program, So I'm an advocate, children's advocate. It's all about, standing up and fighting for the next generation. Our kids, they need us so badly. A lot of times, people, even in the school system, I was thinking about, last month with the anti-stop bullying, anti-bullying month, and that national, that awareness month. But we have 360,000 kids are bullied every single year. 160,000 stay home every day because they are feared to be bullied. I was bullied in school, so I know what that is all about. And that's why I fight for other kids, because I had to fight as a kid. So your purpose is tied into your pain with the thing that you mostly passionate about, and that's how it works, so
So where do you currently meet now with the group, and what are the ages, and what are some of the things that you do with the Not My Kids Foundation?
You may, as I had mentioned last interview, that I recently transitioned back to DMV.
Oh, that's right, because you were in Florida.
I was in Florida,
Okay.
And a lot of my work was done there. Okay, so. I talked about school, how kids and how I was bullied in school. So I stayed home, and I told you how I used to lie and tell my parents I didn't want to go to school because I was being bullied. But the thing that I hated is the thing that I became. That became my purpose. I became an educator. So
that's good.
So I have a master's in education, right? So now I resigned, and I'm full time. I'm full time in launch and relaunch in January this year, 2019. I'm relaunching the Not My Kids Foundation here in the DMV. That's what I'm doing.
Well, this is home for you, and I think that you can cover a lot of ground because you knew what it was like growing up here.
Absolutely.
And it seems like you said, Dorothy, you coming back home because there's no place like home. And what greater place is to come home to bring those gifts and talents, because, when you look at bullying, as you just spoke of, it was a whole different game when we grew up. Because there was a lot of times you go home and your parents tell you, then you go back to school and you just take it or suck it up or hit them back or whatever. But today you can't give that type of advice because young people don't bring to the table the same thing we brought to the table.
But also,
it's different.
But also, I'm gonna tell you what really is it's really sad is that our children are being bullied by adults. Their teachers are bullying them, you know, and you have professional bullying in the workplace. So it's a very broad spectrum
okay.
of what's happening to people in their homes. You know, there's so many things that are happening. I remember just recently hearing about a young lady who visited my church, and she has 2 children. She, you know, I looked on Facebook today, I see her picture, and her 2 children, they're missing. You know, so that's a whole nother situation with our children and the need that the community as a whole need to come together.
Well, then I'm going to speak to that right now because I have a heart for the missing. So right now, I just take my time right now to agree with you together that family that's lost will be found. Because I remember one day praying, and I saw this little missing girl on this Penny Saver page. And I said, wow, she's missing. And all of a sudden, I heard this voice say to me, an inward witness, missing to whom? She's missing to you, but she's not missing to me. Because I'm the God of omnipotent and omnipresent.
Yes.
I know everything and know where everything is. Why don't my people learn to ask me if my people who are called by my name would pray? So I began to pray. Now, I'm not saying that I'm this person now that every time, you know, because that's what I felt like. Oh, so now I'm supposed to go find every picture and pray, and then what if they don't find them? Then I'll be responsible. I didn't feel like I had a window for that, but I know what I heard. So I take this opportunity to that family or that young lady that's missing, and to that young lady that was missing on Thanksgiving Day. I call you found. That somewhere, somebody, according to what my God told me, I'm doing like Daniel. I don't know how to interpret dreams, but I serve a God who knows how to interpret dreams. So I serve a God who knows everything and know where everything is and everyone is, that somebody somewhere will use, you know it, their power, their influence, ability to find her or to report where she is. Even if she left on her own good terms and don't want nobody to know, that she will have a change of heart like the prodigal. I don't know what that situation or that circumstance is, but we just agree together, since you say that, that what is missing shall be found in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, amen.
So I go back to that.
Also, you know, another thing is when you had mentioned a lot of time people, they, you know, on their own will, they go, you know, they leave and don't tell anybody, and within a certain amount of times, you become concerned and you go ahead and you report them. Well, let me tell you what was really disturbing to me as a high school teacher, you know, is when I heard one of my students share with me that there's a challenge out there. And the challenge is to go missing for 24 hours.
Really?
So you have children deciding to go missing for 24 hours without anybody knowing where they are, just roam the streets of Washington, D.C. or Maryland or Virginia or wherever they go. And this is, I learned about this from one of my cousins in South Carolina. And I'm saying, are you serious? The students actually do that? So I decided to ask this particular young lady. Okay, this particular young lady, she has a reputation of running away from home, right? And she said there are people who allow them to come and stay, you know, where they are, like a little haven. I'm not going to say a safe haven, because I don't believe that's safe.
That's not safe.
That's not a safe place for them. The safest place is to be at home. But these children go out there, and she said a lot of times when she, you know, younger kids, they come and they want to go missing, she'll tell them, don't do it more than one time, because if you do it more than once, you're going to become addicted to that. Because it's such a adrenaline, it's such a rush that she said they get when that's done. I'm like, what kind of foolishness is that?
I've never heard
what
of
kind
that
of
one.
Yes, that is, you know, a real situation. So you have all of these dynamics where people going missing, not only
Well, I'm
children.
glad you said that, because now, just to enlighten, because the entrance of words give light. So now, to a parent out there with a preteen or teenager, now you have something in your toolbox that if you get a threat or you have a child that's prone to run away, sometimes you need to see and identify where some of those spots could be, those havens could be, or how to safeguard against that, or have that conversation with that preteen or that teenager about, have you heard that? Because a lot of times we don't ask the right questions with our teens and teenagers. Parents don't take the time. Some of us don't take the time to sit down and find out, have you heard about this, Mary? Or Johnny, have you heard that kids do that? And see what they have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's so important to engage your children.
Engagement.
You know, engagement is so important. I know we have the social media. We can be competing with TV and, you know, all those things. But we have to make time for your children. That's one of the things that I did. I always grabbed them up and, you know, had a conversation with them. And, you know, a lot of times our children, they feel so safe to, well, you know the philosophy of Maslow, hierarchy of needs, you know, the need to belong. And a lot of kids, if the kids are not receiving that at home, there are people who are strategically in the earth waiting on your child.
Absolutely.
You know, to give them the attention that they need. Young ladies, you know, not feeling the love at home, not getting attention and everything. Some guy out there going to tell you, honey, I love you. And young men, the same thing. So we have a lot of work to do. So I really thank you for allowing me to come on your show today to bring awareness. You know, I'm a community business partner. I applied the application in Prince George's submitted an application in Prince George's County Public Schools. And the young man denied my application because I told him that it was primary for girls mentoring program. I'm like, what kind of foolishness is that?
He denied it.
Yeah, it was denied because my program primarily focused at, you know, for girls mentoring.
He wanted you to be inclusive.
Right.
Boys and girls.
Boys and girls. But, you know, the purpose, this mission is so great. You know, we need to collaborate with other organizations. You know, the Girls Mentoring Program is, you know, one of our, things that we have a lot of success in. But when it comes down to Boys Mentoring Program, I love to partner with some other men who are partnering.
Good idea.
Because I believe that men can give a deposit into another man that I cannot give. And that's just my opinion. You know,
and you have to stay in your lane. If you were given the task of mentoring girls, the greatest gift you can do is stay in your lane. Because when we get out of our lane, you know, a doctor don't try to be a dentist, and a dentist don't try to be, I mean, he is a former doctor, but maybe a medical doctor, a pediatric, or a specialized doctor. Because if your head, if you need brain surgery, you're not going to go to a dentist. And like you said, there are certain things that you cannot deposit into the male species. You can give advice and counsel, but a man needs another man. And it doesn't mean, because I was raised by a single mom. She did all she could for me, and God rest her soul. I love her. She raised 6 beautiful children. But I still miss my father. And those were things she couldn't. And we should not try to do those things. Now, like you said, is to partner with someone that has that gift of mentoring boys, and then the two of you will become a dynamic force.
Absolutely.
So I love that, because a lot of time, just to get the application approved, we will open our doors and try to do something that we were never called to do. And then we wonder why it did not go in the success that it was supposed to. We got out our lane. And I've learned over the years, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, because the body works together when every joint supplies.
Right.
And you are supplying to the joint of girls, and I love that.
Girls and women.
Yes, and women.
Yeah, you know, without pushing to purpose empowerment events. We
Yes.
just had our annual conference in Largo, Maryland, the Doubletree Hotel, Largo, Maryland, which is really, really powerful. So that's what our mission is,
Yes.
is really to, you know, reach girls and women. We also had the after-school program, as I had mentioned. I did that also in Southeast Washington, D.C., so that was inclusive with young men and young young ladies as well, from from elementary to middle school.
That's awesome.
You know, with another young lady I partnered with to do that. So it's power in collaboration.
Yes.
You know, as you had mentioned, we giving out joint supplies as we need. You know, because it's a lot going on. And as you had mentioned, during this time of year, everybody's not happy to see these days. You know, we happy, you know, how Thanksgiving was nice and Christmas is coming up, but you know, it's not a joyous time. But the most powerful thing that you can do is to, you know, just make something happen in somebody else's life. You know, if it's joy, you know, just make that happen in somebody else's life, you know, giving them an opportunity.
And you know the same motto that we live by, what you make happen
for somebody, God's going to make happen for you.
Exactly.
That is definitely the word of God. So, you know, initially you was asking me, why do I do that? It's because it's my purpose. It's just what I breathe, I dream.
I can hear the passion. I hear the passion.
Yeah.
And I see it because you could have stopped. When you transitioned from Florida to here, like you said, you got yours. I got my master's. My 3 kids are grown. They are successful. They got their own thing going. I now can kick back, continue to work, go on vacation, and live my life. But in the midst of it all, you know that to find purpose means passion. And your passion, I hear it coming out of you. And your passion is, I can't do this. I got to give back.
You have to have a cause greater than you.
Yes.
I mean, that's life. You know, you have philanthropists who give, I mean, just so much money because it's a principle. It's a principle. God gave, you know, and then as we give, you know, we find so much meaning and purpose too, especially to those who are less fortunate than ourselves, or just wanting to give back, being that role model to say, you know what, if I made it out of the hood, or if I made it, you know, you can make it too. You know, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us.
Now, I saw on your website you did a mother and daughter out of state. Tell us about that.
It was
what that was about.
Yeah, with the PK Girls Mentoring Program, we have an annual mother and daughter retreat. It was absolutely amazing. I love the fact that I get to do what I do because I am definitely passionate about it. My daughter, Coach Kelly, she's passionate about it. So we, in Orlando, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, we had our mother and daughter retreat. And we talked about the different roles of the mother and daughters, you know. And a lot of times moms and daughters, sometimes the roles kind of reverse a little bit. And you find that, you know, with her, she tried to tell me what to do. And I, you know, sometimes I'll listen to her because she is so full of wisdom. You know,
she
it's okay to listen to your
I know her daughter. And what a perfect example of a mother and daughter, because I've known her daughter for over 10 years and did not know Patrina. So when I discovered that this was Kelly's mom, I said, no way, because they both look like 2 sisters. But I've seen their interaction with each other, and to have a mother and daughter retreat, it must first come from a mother and daughter who has substance and meaning and have a heart for a relationship. And I've seen nothing but, you know, I know everybody have their qualms or they have their challenges, and I'm not trying to paint this rosy picture, but from what I know and what I can see between Kelly and yourself, I see a beautiful relationship. And to be honest, the next one you go on, please let me know, because
Sure.
I want to bring my 2 daughters, because we can never get comfortable with thinking we've arrived. There's always a building, a next step.
Yes.
There's always higher heights. So I don't ever want to get stagnated in my relationship with my sons, my daughters, or with others. I want to find new ways to continue to build. So
yeah, you
I think
absolutely,
that's great.
you absolutely, you know, we fight for our relationship. I mean, and we do hit heads sometimes, you know, but we learn how to recognize, you know, when the opposition come, not allowed us to, you know, take offense. We learned about that in Bible study right now, but we don't do that, and we recognize that it is definitely, you know, the word said, a thief come to steal, kill, and destroy.
Right.
But God has come to give us life and give it to us more abundantly. So, you know, when those opportunities, when the enemy try to come and steal our relationship, we fight extremely hard for our relationship. You know, we go ahead, we talk about, you know, the things that we disagree about, and, you know, we move on because we realize that we're called to, this is a call. You know, of course, when you're doing great work and
That's true.
Come on.
When the work gets greater, the opposition, like they said, when you go higher, new levels, new devils. I used to always hear the old timers say. So tell us about the toy drive and the Toy-A-Thon that you guys have entered into, and how is that going, and where are you at, and how can viewers give to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. I just love you. You know, your heart, you know, towards mankind. That's a part of, you know, the Not My Kids Foundation. Under that umbrella is the PK Girls Mentoring Program, Pushing to Purpose Empowerment Events, and, you know, where we have our quarterly events. So this is one of our quarterly events that we have every year. We have it December. You know, we love giving back to, you know, other foundations. We're a nonprofit organization. We 501(c) tax exempt. So December the 15th, we're going to have our annual toy drive. It's going to be a little different this year.
Oh, okay. So tell us about it.
So, you know, everybody is, you know, with the live and everything, doing the live. So it's going to be a live Toy-A-Thon. You know, like Jerry Lewis, he used to give.
Yeah, I saw that because when I added it to my calendar and I looked back, and it had this long, you know, reserving time. And I said, what is up with this? So I went back to your Eventbrite and saw it. I said, oh, it's a Toy-A-Thon, meaning
exactly.
It's continuous.
It's continuous.
That's creative.
Yeah, so that was very, you know, thank God for that inspiration, you know. So, you know, so December the 15th, so we're going to be Facebook Live, and we're going to have people, we're going to have vendors there, we're going to highlight and showcase vendors, and also Apostle Paula Gaskin, she's going to be there, give an inspirational word, and just inviting people from 2 to 4 to come and drop off their gifts, and that would be taking place.
QETV may have to show up live and shout out there. Okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
So it's 441 Telfair Boulevard. It's at the Aspire Apollo Apartments in Camp Spring, Maryland, at the clubhouse there. We'll be receiving the gifts.
Now, where is that? Give me a...
It's right not too far from Old Branch Avenue. I mean, well, actually, Off Road and... was it Metro, Branch Avenue Metro.
Okay, so that's a good landmark. It's near the Metro. Okay.
Right, and by the BMW dealership.
I know where you're talking
Yes,
about.
right over there. So we'll be there. So we're going to have, you know, our toy drive, and people are going to drop off the toys. And because we like to give, although we're a nonprofit organization and we, you know, membership-driven organization, we are going to give the toys that we collect to Tree Angels of Haiti.
Oh.
So we're collecting toys to give to another nonprofit organization, Tree Angels for Haiti. Haiti, a lot of the girls in our mentoring program are from Haiti. So we know the devastation that country, had experienced, So what they do, they plant trees. They go to Haiti and they plant trees for vegetation, to get them, going and everything, get food. And so we're taking a part. Last year we donated the toys to Haiti. And
now,
this
do
year,
you go to Haiti or you ship them over?
Last year we shipped them over, but this year I think we're going to go to actually present the toys to the children.
Awesome.
So this is a great work that it's a worldwide work. As you said, Jesus, He loved the world. So some people are called. That's their call. To go to the world. So we would love for you guys to partner with us. You can find us on myself, on Patrina Makins, on Facebook, on IG, Instagram, Patrina Makins, the Queen of Motivation. And also you can go on, we also have a Facebook page for the Not My Kids Foundation, where you can go and, actually see the work that we have done in South Florida. As I had mentioned, I just relocated back to this area and looking for collaborative partners. I mean, let's go into the schools. Let's advocate for our children. It's so much is going on in the school system. And, it just really just upset me to see the injustice that's being done. I had a situation with my own grandson, and I was able to go in with my educational background and advocate on his behalf. Wow. It's like, no, what about this? What about the RTI, respond to intervention? There are, in theory, the schools, they talk about they're doing so much for our children, but we have so many children falling behind. So I decree and I declare to be that voice. That voice crying out. There was one no, for Prince George's County Public Schools, but that will not keep the work, from being done, because it's not just about my grandchildren, it's about not my kids. So any children that we come involved with, we're saying not my kids, as you had said, generational cycles of curses, this foolishness that adults are perpetuating from generation to generation. We would declare the next generations of entrepreneurs, the next generations of doctors, lawyers, whatever they want to be. Because guess what? I am all that I am but by the grace of God. And I am qualified to do what I'm doing. Not to get any gain from anybody else, but because this is my purpose in life. This is what God has called me to do. So I really appreciate you again for letting me, come and share this with me. Even those who are watching Facebook Live, guys, get involved.
That's
get
true.
involved
Get
with
involved.
this
And
mission.
you also want to say, she also, by her going to Haiti, the monetary giving is important, because as a mission goer myself, I've gone to 2 countries on a mission trip, and I've had others tell me, I don't want to go, but God bless you for going, so I'm going to give you money to go. And trust me, had I not had the support of people, I would not have been able to make those trips. But see, when you are doing and you're moving forward in your passion, in your purpose, and in your mission, God provides. So I say not only should you go to her Facebook page and go to her Instagram or Twitter account, but ask God what He would have you, how to help her, because it may be you have given a lot of toys and you go, I don't want to give another toy. But she just told you that her gifts are going around the world to Haiti. I have helped the Franklin Graham with Operation Shoebox. I mean, literally, they give us a shoebox, and we all know the size of a shoebox. You go to the dollar store, and that's where they encourage you. Go to Walmart, Target, Dollar Tree, or Dollar General. Fill the shoebox. And those toys literally go around the world, and even here at Vox Wave, we got, if you come to our studio, we have toy boxes here that people can drop off toys here at the Vox Wave studio. at your local churches. My church just put up a big toy box in the foyer. So I'm sure churches on every corner right now are putting up. My bank has a toy box up, Navy Federal Credit Union, that when you walk in, because they do tots for Marine, Marine for tots, and every year they give thousands and thousands of toys. But you may be all toyed out. I don't want to give another toy. Well, there's other ways to give, and like she shared, that trip to Haiti, what a blessing, because I saw it firsthand when I went to Peru. When we work with the children in those schools, something as simple as a number 2 pencil or Crayola crayon, when we brought those gift items to the school, those kids' face, it wasn't the parent, it wasn't make-believe. That's the reason why I really encourage people to get involved with mission, because what people are saying to you, there's a lot of people who does things cruddy and give missions a bad name. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the real deal. When I saw those children faces light up, and I saw how appreciative, again, these are not, children don't put on air.
Exactly.
They will show you the real deal. And when one cling to you and don't want you to go and say, please don't leave, they're not saying it in their own language, but in the Spanish language, but you can feel, or when they grab on your leg and you're trying to move, you can interpret that in English meaning, don't let me go. So that's the reason I give. That's the reason that I do what I do. And not just in, South America or in Haiti, but even locally right here. Like I says, I give to my local church. I come out of the grocery store. If I see the Salvation Army people there, whatever change I have, now you can't even go in the thrift store. They ask you, can you round up? I say, y'all getting money before Christmas come. Because they've been doing that all summer long at the Salvation, that Army, that if you go into there and your whatever you pay for $1.79, they'll ask you to round up. So they said, and I love this, they say your gift keeps on giving all year long. So they build it into the cash register. So you just round up that change. So in a way, I go head on and do it because I live a life of giving, and I give to live and I live to give. That way, I can always call on that when I'm in need. God says, give and it shall be given to you. You reap what you sow. I tell people you will never be without when you learn to be a giver.
That's so true. A lot of organizations or stores are actually also participating in that as well, to round it up. But even with the our Christmas party, we talked about the To-A-Thon, but from 6 to 10, we're going to be there just having a nice time celebrating.
So you have a little treats and food going on.
Yeah, we're going to have, we have on Eventbrite, you can get more information.
Okay.
We look for the Not My Kids Foundation.
Okay.
And then you will be able to purchase a ticket for $25. And that is also our fundraiser for the year.
It's giving back to the organization.
Right, for the Not My Kids Foundation. We're collecting toys, but we also use this as an opportunity to for our mission, to continue with our mission as well. So we're going to be there dancing, we're going to have music, we're going to have games and food and celebrating, because this is a happy season. So if you know someone out there who really struggling, during this time, we would like to invite them to be our special guest.
Okay, so you can invite others.
You can invite others, but specifically those who who are really, really, having a challenge during this time of year. We want to be able to not only give joy to each other, but to those who need joy, who need it the most. And we are, even at the Pushing to Purpose Empowerment event, we allow some women to come to that event. We paid it forward and, to them. So if you're not able to make it to our annual Christmas toy drive, just give a donation so that someone else could be there to pay it forward.
Even if you can't go, like she just says, you pay it forward, because actually you're pushed into purpose. Someone blessed me and allowed me to go, because when I got there, I didn't have to pay, and she's absolutely right. I walked into a beautiful, the Doubletree Hotel, where they were sitting there and had a beautiful event that just blessed me. So like she just said, even if you can't make it, can you sponsor someone else?
Absolutely.
Or can you sponsor a toy? Or can you help say, I can't go to Haiti with you, but I can send you and let my gift keep on giving all year long. Patrina, this is awesome for you, again, to take your time and to give it to young people and to older adults who need life, because that's what you're doing. You're giving life to people. You're giving them a reason to live, and you're helping others find their purpose, which in return fulfill. God is just awesome the way He does this thing.
He really, really
like
is.
As the world turned, that old story that used to come on. That's what it's all about, is that when you give, and He talked about that when you give, it shall be given. So each time you give, it's being given back to you,
right.
But it allows you to keep on giving. So
absolutely.
I like that.
I really, like I said, I thank God for this opportunity to use my life in this capacity, to be able to help others find out what their purpose is in life, and to just make a change. We a lot of times people complain about what somebody need to do something, right?
Yes.
We always hear that, Magande, he said, you be the change that you want to see in the world. And then also Mike Murdoch said, you don't have a right to complain about anything that you're not willing to change.
That's right.
So when we see our youth out here acting like they don't have no sense, right? So instead of complaining about what they're doing, because one thing for sure, two things are for certain, we are their role models, right?
Yes.
They do and see what we do, and behaviors are learned. It's all about learned behavior. So we have to be better role models, right, in our communities. And
I see that you're doing that, and we're wrapping up our show now. But as you be that role model, your daughter now is carrying it on in her generation. Her sons are watching her, so they are that change agent in your legacy of your family. But again, please go to her website, Not My Kids LLC, and go to Patrina Makins or Not My Kids. If you Google any of that, it's going to come up on social media, because I did it last night. It's going to come up. Remember the To-A-Thon starting December the 15th through...
It's one day, December the 15th.
December the 15th,
right.
all day.
All day from 2 to 4, and then we're going to come back later in the same location,
Okay.
4451 Telfair Boulevard in the Country Club there.
Okay.
And we're going to be receiving toys. You can also inbox me on Facebook if you want to drop off the toys sooner than that date. But do something, just be a blessing to someone else who is in need, and that's what it's all about.
And again, I want to thank you, Patrina, for being on the show, being my guest, and we'll do a follow-up afterwards. But I want to thank my audience today for your love, your support. Thank you for viewing QETVLive show with your host, Miss H. I love you, and remember, find a great purpose in life by giving. Find a nonprofit, give to them. We just introduced you to 3 today. We told you about Patrina Makins, Not My Kids. We told you about Vox Wave, and I'm sure your very own local church or your community, your school. So at this time, you have no excuse. Love you, and see you next week.